Who's first? I wonder. Okay.
How's it going, Joe?
Good. How you doing?
Not bad. One quarter left in the season. Is there one aspect of teams maybe throughout the whole year that you've said, this is what we have to work on first, and how do you think that's been accomplished with 3 games to go?
That's a good question. I don't really look at it as one quarter left. I just want to get through the season and keep, try to get these guys improving, some of the young guys, and try to win these last 3 games. That's really what you're focused on right now. But I would say from a coverage standpoint, really pleased. Punt coverage-wise, not as pleased after the Ole Miss game with the kickoff coverage. I mean, it's been doing something that we've been doing all year very well, and didn't do it as well as we needed to in that game. From a return standpoint, obviously positive. Vakari has done a good job for us there. And then, kickoff return, you just haven't had as many reps as you'd like. SEC time, you don't get a lot of kickoffs, unfortunately. We were in the Big 12 in Texas, got a few more, but we're not getting as many of them there. So, that's kind of where we stand there. I think the field goal kicking has been, probably better than what people thought. I think it's been better than what I thought it was going to be. I think the young kids have done a good job. And Joyce, I know he's not young, but he is young because he never did it. And then, the other part of it, you'd like to have that catch back from Killy last week. I saw some people talking about, what was he doing back there? He's been back there the whole time if you're really watching the tape. And he's done a great job for us. It's just one of those things that popped up in the game, and hopefully it doesn't pop up anymore. So I think it's been positive, but you're always looking to get better.
Who do you feel like are the guys that have made the biggest strides overall on special teams? Maybe not just like the specialists, but guys that maybe are backups at different positions and they're getting an opportunity to make an impact for you on special teams.
That's a good question. I would say Mo Brown, obviously. That's 2 years in a row where I think if they had a special teams player of the year around the SEC, he'd be damn close to being that guy. I can tell you that much. He's done a really good job from that standpoint. Explosive player that's hard to deal with. And talking to other clubs, it's a problem for him. I think Colin Bryant's had a really good year for us. Veteran that's come in, and done a good job for us there. Brady's done some good things for us. Eric Rice is a guy that, as a walk-on has done some really good things. And then, Nick Harbor having his role both as a kickoff returner and then also on punt coverage has done some good things. So there's a lot of guys. I could sit up here and talk about the whole team, but I think those are the guys that kind of pop in my head first and foremost.
I'm sure you saw Texas A&M's fake punt against Missouri. They pulled off and reeled off like a 50-something yard gain. But
right.
To you, in your experience coaching special teams, what makes a really good team good at pulling off deceptive type fakes like that?
Obviously the situation, they had a play called that really depended upon the front, and they were in a different front right at the start of the play. They shifted out of it and got back into a smaller front, and that's really how the play happened. It was very similar to what happened to us against Ole Miss. Ole Miss pulled the fake on us. Credit to them, but that was really – we could have been in a much better call for that, and we were going to be in a much better call for that, and I got greedy a little bit and tried to go get a return, which is probably what they did, and it hurt. But that was a good play call by A&M, and hopefully we can stay out of that. That's for sure. But that's hasn't been in their DNA, I can tell you that much. So it definitely popped up for us, which I'm glad it did before our game.
Y'all have had multiple true freshmen play on multiple units, Quell-Holman, Donovan Darn, those guys. How have you seen those freshmen continue to improve in that aspect?
Yeah, I think they're improving. It's a long season for those guys. They remember a lot of those guys have been done for a couple weeks. It's a different type of season for them more than anything else. But I think those young kids are coming on. You saw what it did for Busey and for Freddie, and those guys have got more plays on defense. And I think that's going to happen for those guys down the road. And hopefully they can continue to improve in the next 3 games.
How have you seen Coach Furry's kind of energy, confidence kind of show through the last 2 weeks since he's been promoted?
Yeah, it's Mike's no different really now than he was before, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I think it's just it's unfortunate when something like that happens, but Mike's handled it like a pro that he is, and I think he'll be a good addition for us for sure. Good. Thanks, guys.